Hi everyone, it's Amber. I'm here in Dublin this week to talk to the anonymous art collective Subset. I met Subset at a mural in the Temple Bar area around 9 in the evening. Next thing I knew, I was touring their studio in Milltown. Subset is a collective of 20 artists striving for equality and awareness through their work. I was stoked to sit down with a couple of the guys and discuss how their art impacts the culture. How long have you guys been painting?
That differs between many people. We have a couple that have been painting their whole lives in graffiti and stepping into muralism. We've got some who are graphic designers. We've one who's a sculptor.
We've a really wide variety of people from all different fields, and a lot of them, like some of the team only started painting, even though painting is the main thing we do. Some of the team only really started to progress in the field once they linked in, joined the collective. So everybody kind of does a little bit of everything, and everything's definitely a collaborative effort, even if I suppose the fact that we have such a big team that facilitates our ability to do multiple different projects at one time. But everybody's working back constantly and everything that we're doing. So yeah, there's photographers, videographers, strategists, project managers, production managers, artists, graphic designers, art directors, sculptors. So there's lots of people doing lots of different shit.
So yeah, like one art piece could not just involve one artist. There's different steps. It could be someone who would influence the design. It could be someone obviously painting it, and it's again just always a team effort. Really.
Yeah, and there's so many steps and stages, especially in Dublin, because I'm sure we'll talk about the political and cultural aspect of things. But there's so many steps and phases to each project. Get it from an idea to actually executing it and getting it out into the public. So that's why I suppose with us, like the quantity of work that we do, we're always trying to do stuff back to back, and we're always pushing for the next bigger and better thing. Not to detract from anything that we've done before it, but we're never happy or satisfied with the last project we've done. It's always kind of pushing forward to the next thing, trying to grow, trying to expand, trying to scale. That's the most important thing to us.
How long have you guys been painting together?
It's some of us have been, like, a lot of us are friends from childhood, and then a lot of the friends from childhood are friends with other people since their childhood, and then we've all come together as a big group. The quantity of time we've been working together,
That's Subset.
3 years. Subset's 3 years old, I think, now. But we were together for about 4 or 5 years before that as a different group, doing shit we didn't really want to do, and that evolved into Subset. But I'd say, like, on average, probably we've been working together for like 5 years.
How many murals have you guys done around the country?
Hundreds.
I'd say yeah, it must be over 100, 150. More.
I'd say, like,
It depends on what types we're talking about, because with Subset we try to have a balance between doing art for art's sake and
Getting paid for that shit.
and then doing art to be able to fund ourselves to be able to make more art. So there's some commercial work in there. We do always try to be art heavy in that sense.
yeah, I'd say, like, if it's like projects, maybe like 1,500. Out of that's been artworks.
That's the photography, the sculpting,
Everything,
everybody's
yeah.
talent.
Yeah, and then actual physical artworks or murals, maybe even like 250, 300 maybe. And that doesn't include, say, so one of the projects that we worked on, Grey Area, that lasted, well, it's still ongoing, but it lasted, like, I think, in 12 months, us and other artists from Dublin and from further afield painted over 150 murals in that 12-month period. So, like, we don't even, again, going back to always on to the next thing and continuing to push forward, what we've done previously. That's why I can't even answer honestly. I don't fucking know. Like, it's just about what the next thing is. What the next thing is. Oh yeah, fuck that shit.
I want to talk to you guys now about Guze. I don't understand. It's like 3D popping out. So tell me about that. Like, how did you do that? Like, what are the techniques behind that? I've never seen a mural like that.
Yeah, some of the team are exceptionally talented with photorealism. Like even
It's hard to even garner what sort of skills go into something like that. It's
an
matter of
innate talent as well.
innate talent, time that's gone in, and just they've honed their skills in portraiture in that sense of the spray can.
And the portraiture, every time the guys do them, they seem to just get better and better at them because they get shading. Like me personally, I'm not an artist, so I can't really comment on it. I don't have a fucking clue. But from when I do speak with the guys that produce them, the most important aspect seems to be the shading of it. And
Absolutely.
yeah, just the layers and layers and layers. And the guys who do produce them, they just seem to get better and better with every single venture into that area. So I don't know, we look at them the exact same way you do. Once they're finished, we stand in front of them and we're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all done off a phone as well, so it's like even translating it from that 6-inch screen onto a 12-foot wall is absolutely incredible. And like that was done in I think a total of 12 hours. So it's incredibly fast paced as well, and like there seems to be, any time I stood and actually watched the production process from start to finish, there seems to be very, very few mistakes. So they're just at a very, very high level. Like their capabilities for photorealism are exceptional.
And just another addition, just the bare concrete behind, it just makes it, as you said, pop.
And that's the thing, like there's no putting back in there. Yeah, there's no putting back into that, you know, it's like one shot basically, get it right, or that's it.
Some of us are self-trained, some of us have experience in universities going to art college. I think both have big influences on each other, and you can see that within the work amongst us. The graffiti backgrounds, and then just the painting backgrounds, whatever it is, it's a mix.
It's just different schools of thought. You can see the people who are more pragmatic in their approach and they have a very set structure and it takes a specific quantity of time to do things. And then the guys who come from a more self-taught background, they very much do things at their own pace and their own way and outside of the status quo in terms of what's required for design and painting. And then, as was said there, each of them sort of balance each other out nicely and people sort of pick and take from each other's mediums, outlets, platforms, and just learn from them. So
It's kind of like fusing together and becoming a mash, and a contemporary mashup of different styles or different mediums, whatever you want to call it.
I think every team needs that contrast.
100%. It's that diversity creates creativity. And like earlier on, discussing it with someone and they're saying one of your biggest strengths, but it's also a downfall as well, is like our most consistent point is our inconsistency. So we just kind of do whatever we want to do whenever we want to do it, and we don't have a set style or structure or pattern that we follow. But in the art world, that's actually pretty detrimental because people then don't recognise your work. But we always say the way in which we want our work recognised is like its scale, its quality, and its general just radical nature.
You guys have this diversity of knowledge brought to the table, and then like there could never be any mistake about like identifying your work because you guys have the signature stamp there. So it's like you have the ability to do multiple themes and motifs and styles because like you guys have that. Everyone knows it's subset, and everybody knows that you guys are a big group. So
well,
that's unique.
Yeah, you'd be surprised that people even in Ireland, even Dublin, people still, a lot of them don't really understand us and don't know. That comes down to the fact that we're anonymous and we don't particularly discuss what we do with people unless it's in conversations like this. You know, we're not big for social media explanations of our work. We're not big on trying to push ourselves as individuals and build personas and characters that work with Subset. For us, it's all about Subset as its own entity, and when we all come together, that's what it produces.
And that's why I feel passionate about it too, because like you guys are actually working with a lot of local charities and you guys are doing things for the community and you guys are putting a positive message out there for people to see. But you're not bragging about it and you don't even show your face. That's why I wanted to talk to you guys. I think that's dope.
Thank you. So,
So why don't we talk about SHIP? Tell me a little bit about the process that went into SHIP and what inspired that one.
Well, I think that stemmed from one of the lads wanting to do some sort of realism, but not do portraiture as realism. So he started going on the side of like, we're trying to do vehicles. During our grey area exhibition, one of them was a car matched in with a QR. So that was the first iteration of that, and then with both.
it was basically just, we actually had designed that for a pretty sweet project in a well-known shopping centre. And we had a really cool space to paint it on, but due to issues with our city council, the people who initially wanted us to produce the art piece pulled back and said we can't do it. And what we tend to do is, like, when we create something like that, and if there's issues that arise from either the client or the sponsor or city council, whatever it might be, if we don't get to do what we want, we always then try and find another way to do it. So that was designed for a different project, but then we decided we'd produce it as part of the grey area project. But as we said there is such a large quantity of portraiture in our portfolio and our work that the guys wanted to adopt that photorealism and bring it into a completely different world. And like, objects and vehicles are pretty interesting as well, and sometimes even more. I suppose that piece is quite poignant because there's fuck all else like that in the country, really.
And so it is photorealism, but it's also quite abstract. If you look at the water side of that, like it's becoming this overlaid. If you took a segment of that, it's nothing, but then with the photorealism, it just really just wraps up and comes together really nicely.
Yeah, just looking for that. Show it to you now. It's interesting. But it shows again like an example of the two. It shows an example of several team members collaborating on a piece and bringing together this blend of different styles.
Do you guys experience a lot of opposition from the community? Like, who can't paint here?
From the community now. From Dublin City Council, yes.
If anything, most of the public want to see more of us doing what we're doing, which is just colouring in Dublin, essentially. Creatives out there.
But yeah, that's like community-based stuff. Maybe like 1 in every 100 people, you might get someone who says like, I don't like that, or I don't want that in my area.
And that's all it takes for a letter from the council.
So what is this one?
That's just another example, like with shit where you're combining the different styles and using photorealism. But yeah, no, like just, and thankfully we get a huge amount of support from the general public and from sort of pockets of community, definitely, because like there's no drawbacks to introducing large format artwork into an area. Like it only has positive effects. And we
But
would
it's the quality of the work, because they have legalities here surrounding like defacing, which also exists in America. Like if you go to Berlin, of course it's a free for all, and in other places it's a free for all. But like here, like, you know what I mean? If you guys didn't have good quality work, like I think it would be an issue.
Well, it is an issue anyway. The quality work doesn't really take any.
Interest.
Yeah, no, like basically you need what's called planning permission if you want to paint an artwork, which means that you have to make an application to the city council. That can take anywhere from 12 to 24 weeks to receive permission. And then during that period, there can be like amendments or revisions that are requested. So then not only are you having to ask permission to produce something, you're also then having to amend or revise what you want to do based on feedback from a group of people who, in many respects, have little or no involvement in the area itself. So we're not really interested in listening to those people. Now that being said, like right now at the moment, like even today, there was an article in one of the Irish newspapers talking about the headline. So we were asked to speak at a Dublin City Council event and we wanted to wear our masks. And we'd be personally known to the people in the council. but there was a little bit of pushback against that. Security risk or some shit, I don't know. She didn't want us to wear them anyway. But then in the newspaper today, it was like, I can't remember what the fucking headline was, but it was just to get people to read it, and then it was talking about derogatory comments from Subset about the city council, and the comments that we make, they're not derogatory, they're just honest, direct, frank and straightforward. And really it all boils down to, and as we've said, like, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, even if they feel we shouldn't. And it's literally just about sort of both sides putting forward their argument and seeing what happens as a result of it.
Need masks, or do y'all like switch it up sometimes?
These are
temporary.
well, that's like Mark two.
Yeah.
There's Mark 1, Mark 2, and we're working on Mark 3 at the moment. So
they're these things are.
Does it like have to match your outfit or what?
Nah.
Just
This
playing.
is just out of necessity. It's nothing to do with it. Unfortunately, our masks are actually incredibly uncreative for creative reasons.
well, we don't. Yeah.
Ironically.
We don't want to have like, you know, he's got the smile there, but like we don't necessarily want to have something like that. We just want to get rid of it. But we just want to try to do that in a better way next time.
We don't want to make a spectacle, even though naturally it does. We don't want to make a spectacle out of our anonymity, because then that just brings the attention to the anonymity. And it's the same way, if we weren't wearing masks, it brings the attention to the individual. So we don't want attention brought to anything other than our work and other than what we're doing as a group. So the masks are just a necessity as opposed to, they're just function as opposed to fashion. Still look pretty good.
Okay, so let's discuss Brickbear.
It was combining all these different styles and sort of mashing them together in a collage. But that's based on Brickbear, a lot of the designs that they do for their clothing. That is sort of that crazy collage out there style.
Surreal sort of surrealist collage.
Fucked up
sorts.
shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we just wanted to try and represent that through the artwork as well. So one of our team designed and painted that himself. So it took 2 weeks. So that was
2 weeks of paint and then design before that. You know, it's a lot of time on into that piece.
So like the techniques that we used in that was pretty much everything, because it had such a wide variety in it, and as well in Ireland like the weather is so shit, so like there's so many days, and as well we were doing that before Christmas time, so you had like 8 hours, 6 hours of daylight, or 8 hours of daylight a day, so you're in a very short window, and then like
Factoring into that.
weather is so bad as well, and then like as we said, the quantity of layering in it, it was just like really tedious work over and over and over again, but it was worth it in the end because it definitely is a good representation of Brickbear and what they're trying to push out from a creative perspective. So it was a sweet project to work on.
What is the nature of that mural?
Well, I think that was
Surreal, isn't it?
I think that was just, we kind of just hit that there. It's if you actually look at the Brickbear's stuff again.
I did look at Brickbear shit.
Yeah.
I'm buying.
It is just surreal mashups. Like it's very funny, satirical, lots of different things going on, and to reflect that, that is the artwork that came out of it, which is just everything just mashed together in a collage of psychedelic mayhem.
Yeah. And Brick, the creative director of Brickbear, he is a crazy motherfucker, as you can tell. And we really wanted to do something that would get across to the public his vision, his direction for it, because one of the most interesting or attractive aspects of Brickbear is Brick himself. He's a very, very cool dude with a very coloured past and just lots of crazy experiences. So we just really wanted to get across like, well, that shit's wild, what is that? I think we achieved it.
Nice. Is there a piece that I don't know about that's just like really special to you guys? Like the most special piece, or like are they all equally special?
Well, our first piece as Subset, it's actually on that same wall.
Where Brickbear is.
Yeah. Do you know Stormzy?
No.
You ever hear Stormzy now? So Stormzy, he is a grime artist from the UK, from London. And I'll show you now. So we're just big fans of his, he's a cool guy. And we took a still from his music video and decided that we'd make that in the space. So that was to kick off the first day of his world tour, and it was his first ever tour. So we decided we'd paint that before we arrived. And then it was cool, so we came down to the space as well, and we got to chat to him.
He was like so hyped.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool motherfucker, and the reason we did that, I suppose, is again, he sort of, in regards to the music industry, he's carved out, people before him obviously carved it out for him too, but he's carved out his own path and he's done things from an independent perspective, and when labels and the general music industry, they were very down on grime and saying that it wasn't going to be successful and there was no need to really invest any time or energy in it. So a group of people, which Stormzy is one of them, they continued to push ahead. And now it's probably the biggest genre in the UK, and it's definitely filtered into the States as well. So that sort of maverick approach or that trend setting, that was definitely of interest to us, and that's why we just wanted to pay homage to that.
Was that your first piece, you said?
That was our first piece, is Subset.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was there for like 6 months, and then Dublin City Council made us remove it, and that was the catalyst for grey area. So in terms of our, like, all pieces have their own individual merits for multiple different reasons we won't get into, but in terms of like an iconic piece or something that set shit off, that's definitely.
What's important to you guys?
I think just generally the ethos we're trying to put forward or to have, or whatever you want to call it, is it's very in line with just we want to paint our city. We want to create a better city for the people in it.
It's a patriotic approach. Where there's lots of people tell us like, oh, troubles you're experiencing, why not fuck off to the UK or the States or somewhere else in Europe where you guys would be treated with more respect, say. But fuck that, like, we don't want to do it. If we want to make it anywhere, we want to make it in Dublin and then in Ireland first, and then we'll go further afield. But we're not going to leave and make it and come back.
If anything, whoever's against what we're doing should leave and see that this is happening in other places, and we have it on our doorstep to do something just as good, if not more, here. You know.
Yeah, and then Irish culture in general, like, it is a cliche or a truism, which is probably more accurate, but like the fighting Irish or people who have to or have done put up with a huge amount of oppression. What we're trying to do, even though the country and the entire landscape of the country and the nation has completely changed, there is still a huge amount of oppression here, or that lingering feeling of that shit that the country went through. And for us, it's definitely about trying to carve out a path that enables the freedom of expression. In whatever medium, format, profession you're in, it's basically once you're doing you and you're doing it to a high ability, or a high level I suppose, and you're actually accessing your abilities and really trying to progress your skill set and talents, that's what is important to us. And anybody who's telling you to do otherwise can go fuck themselves. So that's our general ethos, is just we're going to do what we want to do because we feel it's positive. If it's negative, then that's a different story, but we don't feel we've done anything that's had a negative impact on our country, so we're going to keep doing what we're doing.
Alright, well, can you guys tell me just a little bit about some of the organizations that you work with and some of the activism that you've done for, I know there's homelessness and like environmental things.
Yeah, I mean, there's really we'd like to, and I'm not answering your question directly here, but I'll go back, but really we'd like to develop an arm of Subset. It's like we do all this shit, like this diverse stuff, and it's all sort of grouped together. Because I said, every day it just depends on what crops up for us or what opportunities present themselves or what areas that we feel we can lend our skill sets or talents to try and support. But really we'd like to have a section of Subset that solely deals with social and political issues. Again, going back to the freedom of expression, because, well, I don't mean this in an arrogant or, what's the word I'm looking for? Condescending way. but we definitely want to try and educate people and let them know what's happening behind closed doors, and to bring it to the forefront and to put it smack bang in the middle of the public domain, so as people can't divert their eyes from it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like one of those subjects is homelessness. I mean, like, no one deserves to be homeless. It's a very basic right. Back to even Maslow's hierarchy of needs, people need that. And then going back to what we were saying about people being able to progress their skill sets and their talents and really make the most of themselves. If you don't even have somewhere to rest your head, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to do that. And you know, we're at an age now where we're still very much kids, but at the same time we're kind of transitioning into adulthood, if you want to call it that, and we're slowly starting to realise, well, hold on, like these problems that we're pointing our fingers at and saying someone should fix them, instead of pointing fingers and saying someone should, we're going to try and fix them in our own way. So we're not going to be the people who solve all these problems in the country, but we can definitely be the people who shine a spotlight on them and hopefully generate interest from the general public, which will hopefully result in support.
Spark a conversation or give a voice by means of painting the walls sometimes.
And inspire the youth, you know what I mean, to get behind that and know this is your country, this is your nation, and it's not going to change unless you guys do something about it. So like homelessness, the marriage referendum, the abortion referendum.
That's for LGBTQ marriage.
Yeah. So just shit like that like we know at a very basic level the fact that that's not happening in our country. It doesn't sit well with us, and if we can do anything to assist and aid with a resolution around that, then we're going to. So pretty much anything that we can, like we always invite people to come to us, like obviously our time is limited as well because we still have to fucking put food on the table, but like anything that we feel we can genuinely help with, we're open to discuss it, and if we can, then we're down to do it.
All right,
That's
so
Thank you so much.
there you guys have it, Subset Dublin.